Hello and welcome to my first out of hopefully many Elden Ring challenge videos. Today I'm going to be doing a hammer only challenge, but the thing is that hammers are actually pretty good, so I decided to make some other rules for myself to make it more challenging. So the first rule is obviously, I can only use weapons of the hammer/great hammer type. I'm also making an exception for like colossal type weapons that deal blunt damage, but you know, whatever. I also start out with no armor, and for each shard bearer that I kill, I get to equip one more piece of armor. So once I kill 4 shard bearers, I'm allowed to wear a full set of armor. Also, after I kill a demigod or a major story boss, then I am not allowed to use the weapon I killed with them for any other bosses. I really enjoyed making this video, so if y'all want to see more content like this, then please tell me, because I will 100% do more of these videos if you guys like it. This run took me over 80 hours to beat, which is like horrible. But that's because this is really the first time I beat the whole game without spirit ashes or help from any other player, so please just bear with me here. But without further ado, let's get into the video. I started out by making my character, and he's supposed to look like the Giga Chad, but I kind of failed at that, so instead I just named him. And then I went ahead and started the game. I chose the Crimson Amber Medallion as my starting thing, because that's what I always choose. It's a generally pretty good choice. So I started out in the Chapel of Anticipation, and I unequipped everything except for the shield, but I'm not going to be allowed to attack with the shield. All I can do with the shield is block. But don't worry, once I'm done, once I find my first weapon, I'm gonna unequip the shield, and I'm not gonna use it again. I basically just fooled around during the Grafted Child fight. I just blocked the whole time, and I blocked every single one of her attacks until I just got bored and decided to kill myself so I can jump straight into the game.
We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
I basically just ran through the entirety of the beginning section because I didn't start out with the Stone Sword key. I didn't choose that as my keepsake, so I can't really go into the hero's grave. So I just go and discover the Site of Grace, and then I just go up into the Limgrave.
Oh, yes. Tarnished, are we? Come to the lands between for the Elden Ring? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are mindless, without guidance.
Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the 2 fingers, but you, I am afraid, are maidens. I can play the role of maiden.
Now that I finally got one of those bitches everyone was talking about, I decided to go ahead and head over to the Weeping Peninsula to get the Morning Star hammer. This hammer is actually really good. It can proc bleed pretty often. It has a 55 bleed buildup, and I knew it was perfect for what I was gonna do. So I started heading up to Stormveil Castle to face the first major boss of this challenge run.
Slippery little bastard! I don't have time for this. Fuck American pride! Fuck the media! Fuck all of it! America's diseased, rotten to the core. Die! Die! Die, you piece of shit!
So Margit was not an easy boss fight. This was basically a WWE wrestler just body slamming a toddler. For the first couple of attempts, I was basically just running around going goo goo gaga baby mode until I could actually figure out his timings. And Margit would just not let up on my ass. He would go full Amber Heard mode every single boss battle. He would just slap the shit out of me every chance he got.
Nice throw!
After more than a couple deaths, I decided I needed to change up my strategy a bit. So I decided I was gonna go and get the Wild Strike's Ash of War.
Oh!
Now, the Wild Strike's Ash of War actually proved to be quite effective against Margit. It let me hit him repeatedly every time there was an opening, so I managed to proc blood loss a lot during my battles with him.
Think fast, Chuckle Nut!
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably one of my luckiest bleed procs ever. I decided I was gonna go ahead and use the runes that I gained from defeating Margit to level up my vigor, strength, and dexterity, since most of the weapons I'm gonna be using in this challenge are going to be using strength and dexterity to scale with. Instead of just running into Stormveil Castle just guns a-blazing, I decided I was going to go ahead and go to Limgrave tunnels to get a couple of smithing stones to upgrade my Morning Star first, and I actually managed to get a decent amount there. I got enough to get it up to like around +4, which would be more than sufficient for fighting Godrick the Grafted. I decided I was just gonna fight the Stonedigger troll just for fun. This isn't really a necessary boss battle or anything, but my tactic here was literally just hit him in the shins until he dies. It's pretty simple. He was down first try. My next order of business was traversing through Stormveil Castle. Now I tried to get to the site of grace, but this bird was being an absolute prick, but I managed to kill him. Next I had to fight this group of enemies, which actually was kind of scary. They almost killed me. They were swarming me like the ladies do when I'm wearing my Fortnite t-shirt. Then I went up to the room to get the rusty key, and then I almost died to this knight, so I just decided to quit out of the game. Then I climbed this ladder because I needed to get to the top of the tower so that I could get to the site of grace. But first I needed to take a little detour because just past a couple of guards there's actually a hammer that I'm able to get, which is actually a pretty good hammer. It's called the Brick Hammer. And when fully upgraded, it actually scales with strength very well, and it does massive poise damage, so I made sure to get that. Then I just had to run past an Omen Guard, which was pretty easy. He's pretty slow, so I just ran straight towards the site of grace. Then his stupid fucking dog decided it was gonna go ahead and attack me, and unfortunately it managed to kill me before I could really do anything. This game really has made me a cat person. Then finally, after all that, I managed to make it to the secluded cell site of grace, where I can have a moment's peace. Godrick is one of the easiest fights in this game. My bedridden grandma has more agility than this guy. She also hits harder too. I swear this guy could be hitting me over the head with a sack of feathers and it'd still do more damage than what he does. Jokes aside though, this is probably one of the best boss fights in the game. He probably has the most fair moveset out of every single boss in this game. It feels like every single one of his attacks are telegraphed perfectly, to where there's just enough time to dodge but you can tell what's coming. And he does a fair amount of damage too. Like, he only does about half of your health per hit, which is not as bad as other bosses. Some bosses can just touch you with their finger and then they'll just instantly kill you.
will return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
With Godrick down, I now have defeated the first demigod of this run. That means I'm not allowed to use the Morning Star again, unfortunately. I was stuck between choosing the mace or the pickaxe for my next weapon, but in the end I decided to go with the mace because the next boss, Renala, is actually really weak to physical damage, and the quicker strikes would help me benefit a lot. I decided I'd also get the first smithing stone bell bearing just so it's easier to upgrade any weapons that I need to switch to in the future. I managed to upgrade my mace to +5 before running out of smithing stones and runes to upgrade it. I then decided I was gonna go and bully this dumb bitch. I hate this guy. I don't know about you guys, but this guy killed me so many times in my first run. I then went to the War Master's shack to do something unforgivable. I then traversed through the academy, and then I managed to get to the stupid wolf. This wolf gave me a lot of trouble in my first run of Elden Ring, but surprisingly, in this run, he didn't give me much trouble. I managed to beat him in about 2 tries. Next up is Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. The goofy-offy lady really did not take any time at all. She was one of the easiest bosses I've ever fought. Her first phase is literally just hitting children, which I already do for a living, so it's quite easy.
My beloved, have no fear. I will hold thee. Patience. Ye will be countless born, forever and
Now her second phase is actually really easy. I just had to run around and hit her. It is really...
fate lieth under my moon.
I fucking hate this game. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, just beating up children again, you know, the usual. Just waiting for her to fall down so I can start hitting her. I actually almost managed to one-cycle her. Unfortunately, she's a feminist, so she doesn't go down so easily. Now this is actually a pretty easy fight. You literally just have to hit a woman, and I'm from Texas, so that's actually pretty easy for me. I just had to beat her up Amber Heard style, and she went down pretty easily.